championship so close he can taste it.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rob Howden, the voice of the Road to Indy, presented by Cooper Tires, and it's about time for the final race for us here this weekend. Of course, 8 races in total. We saw some tremendous battles in USF 2000 and Indy Pro 2000. About set to do it again here for Indy Lights, presented by Cooper Tires, the very top level of this Road to Indy. We have 13 drivers set to go around this 2.4-mile racetrack. Let's have a look at the grid right now as we get ready to roll with the final Road to Indy race of the weekend. Further back in the field, we'll start in the 13th position. It'll be Christian Bogle out of Covington, Louisiana in the J. Howard Driver Development and Carlin Racing number 7 machine. Bogle in the Carlin car starting in 13th. We'll go to row number 6 now, starting on the outside. It'll be Nikita LASTOCHKIN, Russian-born, but now lives in Los Angeles. Number 59 for HMD Motorsports, the rookie, starting in the 12th position. Alongside LASTOCHKIN out of Canada in the number 11 for Passera Racing, another rookie in the series, Antonio SERRAVALLE will start in the 11th position. Working now into row number 5 on the outside for Global Racing Group with HMD Motorsports. It's Benjamin Pedersen in the number 24 starting in 10th. And on the inside of that row from Mount Kisco, New York, it is Robert McGinnis in the Andretti Autosport number 27. Row number 4 on the outside, we'll see the Canadian driver DEVLIN DEFRANCESCO for Andretti Steinbrenner Autosport. DeFrancesco in that brilliant yellow and black machine, the number 17, starting in 8th position. His teammate Daniel Frost from Singapore will be on the inside. Both these drivers rookies here in Indy Lights. Daniel Frost in the number 68, starting in the 7th spot. Row number 3 now on the outside, a driver who has barnstormed his way through this Road to Indy. Kyle Kirkwood from Jupiter, Florida, won the 2018 USF 2000 Championship, the 2019 Indy Pro 2000 Championship, and was set to go with a scholarship in 2020 before the COVID-19 pandemic shutdown put the series on hiatus. He is back with a vengeance. Kyle Kirkwood, already a winner this year of the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, the number 28 machine for Andretti Autosport, starting in 6th. In row number 5, the other driver who won the Indy Pro 2000 Championship, the reigning champion, Stingray Robb from Payette, Idaho, in that number 2 machine, the rookie for Juncos Racing. His best start of his young career here in Indy Lights. Robb starting in the 5th spot. For row number 2 now, out of Australia for Carlin Racing in the Blundstone-sponsored number 5, it's Alex Peroni, the rookie. 10th last year in the FIA Formula 3 Championship. Great to have Alex with us here. He'll start 4th on the outside of row number 2, while on the inside, a former winner here in Indy Lights from Cambridge, England for Juncos Racing, the number 51, a podium finisher in race 1. He'll try to go a couple of spots higher today for a win. That's TOBY SOWERY in the number 51. 13 drivers in the field, but 2 on the front row. Off pole, your current point leader, and he is impressive. The rookie out of Sweden, Linus Lundqvist for Global Racing Group with HMD Motorsports. He'll start on the off pole here, trying to get another race win, but Lundqvist in the 26, starting P2. Driver on the pole, though, a race win already this year as well. And the number 79 from Chicago, Illinois, the HMD driver, David Malukas, a 1:15.185 in qualifying, just 0.09 of a second quicker than his teammate Lundqvist. He'll be setting the pace when they come out of turn 14 to go green for the race here this afternoon. Malukas and Lundqvist on row 1, SOWERY and PERONI on row 2, Robb and Kirkwood on row 3, Frost and DeFrancesco row 4, McGinnis and Pedersen row 5, SERRAVALLE and LASTOCHKIN row 6, and Christian Bogle on row number 7. Almost time to fire things up as these drivers all chasing a $1.25 million scholarship to move to the NTT IndyCar Series next year. Again, 3 races, including the Indianapolis 500. So again, joining me down here on pit lane, the Director of Marketing from Cooper Tires, Mr. Chris Pantani, as we are about set for the command to fire the engines. Again, 13 drivers getting set to go here, less than a minute before we light the fires and get things underway. Again, 13 drivers are going to be led by David Malukas coming down to get that green flag. And again, time to get things underway. The GMR Grand Prix coming up next, but it's time to go racing with Indy Lights. And again, joining me here on pit lane, the Director of Marketing for Cooper Tires, Chris Pantani, to give us the command to fire the engines and get things underway.
On behalf of all the proud sponsors of the Road to Indy, presented by Cooper Tires, drivers, start your engines.
And with that, engines come to life. Back to the booth for Indy Lights Racing.
All right, Rob, thank you. Ready to go with the second race of the weekend for the Indy Lights Series, presented by Cooper Tires. Yesterday, Linus Lundqvist started on pole position, got a great jump, and dominated the 30-lap race. We'll see if Lundqvist can repeat his success in this one today, starting, though, this time on the outside of the front row as we get ready to roll off for the formation lap. 35 laps the distance in this one for the Indy Lights Series, their second race of the weekend. Here they come.
Love the sound of cars leaving pit lane at the Speedway. We're going to go up to speed with the Indy Lights Grand Prix.
All right, as the field goes through the formation lap and we get ready for a green flag, just a reminder, keep a safe distance between yourself and others and wear a face mask while you're on the grounds. Hand sanitizer can be found throughout the property, and please wash your hands regularly. All of the safety measures needed so we can have you here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and we are so glad to have you here with us this weekend.
We are, and don't forget you can get your COVID-19 vaccination shot here at the Speedway. In less than 30 minutes, you can be in and out. You can receive your shot at the IU Health vaccination stations located in gates 1, 6, and 9. So thank you for following the COVID safety protocols today as we get ready to go racing. And thank you to the Marion County Health Department for getting us all set up so we can come have some fun.
All right, field working their way now through turns 7, 8, 9. This is formation lap. They'll get a pace lap also, and then turn them loose on the green flag for the 35-lap distance in this one. And then later on this afternoon, the GMR Grand Prix for the NTT Data IndyCar Series. It should be a great race. A little bit warmer than yesterday, a little bit more humid, a little tougher conditions for the drivers and the engineers, but still, beautiful afternoon here at the Speedway. And what could be better? And a beautiful day.
I'm telling you
at
what.
the Speedway in May.
We get to play race cars at the track. The temperature is 70 degrees. The track temperature is at 103 right now. So we'll watch and see what that does for the impact of these cars and the turns as they get ready to work on this road course, 14-turn road course. Passing areas 1 and 7.
All right.
That's where we've seen most of the passes. Here's one lap completed.
So as they come by, the 1-to-go signal being given to the field, and the next time they come to this part of the racetrack, we will be under green for that charge down to turn 1, where things can have a tendency to get a little interesting on this course.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen down there in turn number 1. So they're bunching the field up. 1 to go. Next time by, we'll turn them loose. 2.4-mile course.
14 turns, a hard-working lap for each of these drivers. And, of course, this is the third and final step on the ladder, the Road to Indy ladder. These drivers hoping to be in an Indy car here soon. And so many drivers you'll see in this afternoon's race have come through this Indy Lights Series on their way to the top of the open-wheel racing series in the United States.
Yeah, some good scholarship money on the line.
Yeah.
and a possible ride in the 500 for next year. We had 22 drivers last year's 500 that competed in Indy Lights. So it's a great stepping stone. There's a great look as we look at Hallman Boulevard, the backstretch coming out of turn 6, headed for turn 7. I love watching them, Alan, during racing for our fans. Watch turn 7 and 8, but that diving into that big left-hander in turn 7 is so fun.
The heavy braking, the slipstream you can get down that straightaway, and the passing opportunity, and which side do you want to be on, because the next corner goes the other way.
Yeah, you go left, and then you got a quick righty there. So
yeah,
you want to defend in the inside, or watch on the outside as well. So warming it up in turn number 8 and 9.
So David Malukas of Chicago, Illinois is on pole position in car number 79, the 19-year-old, the championship leader entering the weekend. Barely the championship leader entering this race. He is just 2 points up on the driver who will start to his outside, Linus Lundqvist, the winner yesterday, the Stockholm, Sweden driver, 22 years old, and is just two points behind Malukas as we go to the green flag.
And he was so impressive yesterday, wasn't he?
Yeah, never put a wheel wrong.
Yep, and Malukas was giving him chase most of the day, so we'll watch him battle. The field now over in turn 13. Pace car is pulled away. Let's see if the field bunches up. They are. 2 abreast. Here they come. 13 drivers in this event. Indy Lights Grand Prix, eyes on the course. Here they come off of the turn, watching the starter, waiting patiently. Green flag waves. Here we go. The 79 Malukas up front.
Well, Malukas got a great jump, and Lundqvist not quite a good start in that orange car.
Yeah.
To his inside, TOBY SOWERY will try and get the second spot through turn 1.
So they're smooth through turn number 1. Not too many issues in 1. That's nice and clean. Here they are in 2. Everybody looking clean. 1, 2 they go. And passing in the middle of the pack, but Malukas holding on. As you mentioned, great start for him. He really got up through the gears there coming off the yard of bricks for that turn number 1. Single file they go down that backstretch, heading for turn number 7. The 51 steps out for a minute. SOWERY tucks back under. That's that turn 7 we were talking about.
First side-by-side back about 8th or 9th in line. DEVLIN DEFRANCESCO in that neon number 17 machine. Having a challenge and a go with Daniel Frost in the 68. That would be for an exchange of 7th place. So DeFrancesco up to 7th.
And we watched that battle yesterday, didn't we?
Yep.
Some side-by-side just behind him. McGinnis and
Nope.
Oh, somebody off the
That's
track.
McGinnis. Putting a little grass on that front spoiler.
There you go. There you go. 24 getting a little wiggly. Hanging in there.
Has a nice job by Benjamin Peterson to wrestle that car through. Here's the challenge for second, as down to the inside, headed for turn 1, TOBY SOWERY, and the leader with a lockup heading into the corner.
That was a heavy lockup. SOWERY making a move. SOWERY's now into 2nd place. But yeah, Malukas was heavy on the brakes in turn number 1.
And that was, I believe, McGinnis getting by Peterson back in the field. That's a repass. An exchange of position a moment ago. So I have to keep an eye on the leader there, David Malukas, and see if that lockup into turn 1 ends up becoming a little bit of an issue. See if we can maybe get a chance to spy that front tire and see if there's a flat spot on it or if he's going to be okay.
Yeah, because that wasn't normal braking there. That was heavy, heavy braking. All right, let's watch him, see if he can continue to roll on here. TOBY SOWERY in that green and white car you're watching on the video boards running in 2nd.
And the man who dominated yesterday's race, Linus Lundqvist, falling from 2nd back to 3rd, and now about 3 or 4 car lengths back in 3rd place.
Stretching the lead. Let's check in this time by, see how big the lead is. We'll start tracking that. Last time by was 9/10 of a second. There's a replay. This is with DeFrancesco, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, looking to the inside. Looking for room. Yeah, boy, that's tight racing, isn't it?
Huh.
The lead is 0.8 of a second, by the way. Malukas up 0.8 of a second on SOWERY.
Great look at the opening laps and the scramble back in the pack. Is that Frost that just moved up a spot, 68?
Yeah, but the field also settling down in front of him. Kind of some single file racing. This is lap 2. We're going to go 35.
So it is David Malukas leading. Second is Toby Sowery. Third is Linus Lundqvist. Fourth is Alex Peroni. And fifth is Stingray Robb, as they've sorted out after the first couple of laps.
Sorting it out is exactly what's going on. Kind of settling into race pace.
Just with that quick view of Malukas' car coming at that camera, I couldn't see anything in the rotation of those front tires that stood out to me. So hopefully for him, he got away with it.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see what he can do this time around. Yeah, he was in pursuit all day yesterday. Now he's up front. Lundqvist led start to finish. He was just solid, with Malukas giving chase throughout the day. Never could reel him in. And his lead is 0.7 of a second over Sowery. Peroni 4th, Kirkwood 5th. He's moved up a spot. DeFrancesco is now 6th. Frost has moved up 1. He's 7th. Beautiful look down that backstretch. Single file they go, setting up for 7.
So I didn't notice if Robb got off course somewhere, but he just lost a few spots in that last trip around. There's a challenge there. That's McGuinness.
Yeah.
And Robb seems to really be struggling in that 2 car.
McGuinness makes another move. That was for the 8th spot.
Big lockup from Lundqvist.
Yeah, oh no, Lundqvist goes off course. He was in 3rd. Oh goodness, he goes off course.
He's got his hands full.
Yeah, here comes 17 making a move. DeFrancesco is going to try to get around him. Side by side they go down the front stretch. How you like this battle going on? Who's going to break first? This is a great shot. Who's going to break first? Ay.
Oh, contact.
Yep. Great wheel-to-wheel battle there. In turn number 1, Lundqvist trying to hold on to the spot. DeFrancesco charging. This is for 5th and 6th. Lundqvist in 5th. DeFrancesco in 6th. Backstretch.
So the upshot of this last lap for Linus Lundqvist, that lockup going into turn 12, dropped him from 3rd place back to 5th. Wow. And dropped him all the way down to about 5 seconds behind the leader. Here's a look at that race into turn 1 between DeFrancesco and Lundqvist. Whoa.
Yeah, he got up on the rumble strip there on the right on the turn. Battling there. Well, we'll see what race control has to say about that one. Did a good job hanging on to the car. Another replay. Side by side. Hang on. Race leaders coming across the yard of bricks. 1 second is the lead. 1 second. Peroni is 2.8 seconds back.
Still struggling out there. That was, I believe, that was McGuinness with the lockup into turn 1 that time. So this is that you're looking at on the screens is for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Fast laps, by the way, Alan. 1 minute 17.5 seconds for Malukas. Peroni with a 1 minute 17.5. Sowery right in that range as well. So they're running some pretty hot laps. 18 total passes so far. 1 race leader. Average speeds at 112 miles an hour with Malukas leading the way. Gap is 1 second between 1st and 2nd.
Yeah, you look at this, Dave, and see some of the front running drivers with some of the lockups that they've had and so on, and you think, okay, last time these guys were on the track was earlier today for qualifying, and the conditions obviously have changed since then, and some of them are struggling to find the grip.
Yeah, the track temperature's gone up to 106. Early this morning it was in the 90s.
Six laps complete out of 35, the distance in this one.
Yeah, these drivers also have push to pass capabilities. Limited time, they can hit a button that gives them a little more horsepower. When do you use it and when do you not? That's the key. And here's Malukas up front. SOWERY doing a good job, though, hanging in there 1 second back. Lundqvist, as you mentioned, dropped from 3rd to 5th after that runoff he had. Kirkwood solid 4th, Lundqvist 5th, DeFranceesco 6th, Frost now 7th.
TOBY SOWERY in that 51 car, green and white machine. For Juncos Racing, 24-year-old, finished 3rd in the Indy Lights Championship in 2019, had a win out in Portland, beautiful track out in the Rose City, but then, of course, with Indy Lights not competing last season due to the COVID shutdown and problems everywhere with that, had to sit last year. Getting back at it now.
So, yes, enjoying the day and the sunshine so far at Indianapolis. Gorgeous day, great conditions for this event. And we got a solid run going right now. 7 laps completed for Malukas. And the lead is under 1 second. Lead now 0.8 of a second. Cruise control for the 79 right now. He is wheeling and dealing. 0.8 of a second lead over SOWERY. PERONI 3rd, Kirkwood 4th.
TOBY SOWERY has cut a couple tenths out of that lead. It was an even second for Malukas a little while ago. So 51 car, driver from Cambridge, England, doing the work in the slipstream here as they come down the main straightaway and across the yard of bricks.
Great camera work, by the way, by our crews. Thank you to Speedway, one of our sponsors. There's the 51 of SOWERY. He's in 2nd on the video boards. Big shout out to Roger Penske's team for putting up all the new video boards around the track as well. Lots of great places to watch the track activity nonstop.
And not just the video boards, all of the improvements that they've made to the Speedway.
He's a beauty. There's the 7 car battling. Bogle back in last trying to make a move. Up front, though, it is Malukas. David Malukas, 19 years old, having fun right now. Winning at Indy. That was a nice move.
Little crossover there. That was McGinnis with a move up on Frost into turn number 7. So nice job, Robert McGinnis, the New York City driver.
Taking a wide. Yeah, that's why he's so good. Take a wide, cut underneath. Exactly right.
McGinnis, the philosophy major at Fordham University. His philosophy this weekend, go fast.
Win. How do you go from philosophy to race cars? What a thrill. What a thrill.
Yeah.
Okay, the lead is now, this is kind of interesting. Leads down to 5/10 of a second. Well, just went up to, last lap, SOWERY was 5/10 of a second back. Now it's back up to 0.8. So Malukas seems to have a nice power plant under him, going strong. 9 laps completed, 26 to go.
Watching this race for 7th and 8th position on the screens. That is McGinnis and Frost still. Robert McGinnis from New York City. And Daniel Frost from Singapore and Miami.
Wow.
Frost with the lockup into turn number 7. Had to do a little dance with the front end of that car to keep it together. Nice job.
That was a good play by the young man. Malukas still up front. Watching some battles back in the field. Everybody running smoothly. Knock on wood, no yellow so far. We're cruising. 9 laps of green time. 12 minutes into the race.
That gap up front that had been shrinking is begun to get stretched out just a little bit. The lead that time about well, just under 9/10 of a second for the leader Malukas over SOWERY. SOWERY gaining under braking into turn 1, but then through the squiggly parts of the course where they're running now, the leader gets away just a little bit. Position change back in the pack as Rob loses a spot. Peterson goes through. Benjamin Peterson, driver from Seattle, Washington, in the 24 car, sliding on up.
Nice work. That was another great pass. In the squigglies, as you call it.
Yep.
I love that. Here they are coming into turn 7. That look is where they're coming out of 6, down that backstretch, headed for turn number 7. Rob's having some issues, isn't he?
Yeah.
Getting another challenge here. So Rob trying to hang on to position, riding in 9th place. Up front, boy, it's just a cruise control for Malukas. David Malukas cruising along, 0.8 of a second lead last time by.
Watching this race, the 2-car Stingray Rob from Payette, Idaho, driving for Juncos Racing, the Indy Pro 2000 champion from a season ago, and being chased very solidly by Antonio Serravalle from Toronto, 18-year-old with a season and change of Indy Pro 2000 racing under his belt after moving up from karting, and now stepping up this season to Indy Lights competition.
Antonio Serravalle, that's a great racing name. I like that. Look at the track temperatures right now. All the way around, we have different locations. In turn, down the front stretch, it's 111 degrees. Where they are right now, it's 105. Really warming up down here. That's going to change the game this afternoon for the GMR Grand Prix, for sure.
It's what keeps all the strategists and engineers working hard all the time, is anticipating.
Keeps them awake at night trying to figure out what it's going to be like, what's going to happen.
By the way, the windsock facing a different direction than yesterday, too.
That's
where
point.
Yesterday the wind was blowing from
west to east, right?
Oval turn 1 down toward oval turn 4.
Yeah.
The other way today.
Interesting. So the wind will be in their face.
Yes, as they head down this main straightaway.
Twelve laps completed now. 12, 23 to go for Malukas. Holding off SOWERY, 0.7 of a second back. PERONI has made a move up. He's in 3rd. He's at 1.8 seconds back. Kirkwood is 4th at 3 seconds back. Lundqvist has dropped back to 5th. Now 6 seconds back of the race leader.
Things getting a little bit tighter up front as PERONI in 3rd place is closed in on 2nd place SOWERY. So a 3-way bunch there.
Like it.
At the front of the pack.
Reeling him in. Now there's the top 3.
Alex PERONI from Hobart, Australia, driving for Carlin, 21-year-old. Looking at his bio, reading up on him a little bit, said he'd like to meet Lewis Hamilton. And he said, quote, "I reckon he's an interesting character." I reckon he is.
I reckon he is. I reckon he knows how to win. Man. 0.7 of a second to lead. Good crowd on hand there. You can see everybody sitting down in the stands to the left of the DeFrancesco going through turn number 1.
A great spot to watch a race on the road circuit here, right? See that charge down the front stretch and the squigglies.
I hear fans talking about that's a great spot to hang out.
Yeah.
Back stretch. Battle for 5th and 6th. Lundqvist in the orange and black in 5th.
And what a tale of 2 days, huh?
I know.
How much things can change despite how much they stay the same in a race. Same car, same circuit.
Yeah.
And yet, the guy who dominated and led every lap yesterday struggles and falls from the front row back to 5th.
And it started right at the beginning, on the start.
Yeah.
On the very start. They're in turn number 1, but he's hanging in there. Lundqvist in 5th. Malukas leading the field to the yard of bricks. This time by. Lead stretches to 0.8 of a second.
Everything kind of settled in up front. It looks like he's doing what he has to do to protect his gap.
That's exactly right. And again, they do have push to pass on board, so you can hit a button to get a little extra horsepower. Key when you can use that and not. With lots of racing left. 21 laps to go.
And the trick with the push to pass is, of course, the guy you're trying to pass can use it to defend.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's tricky.
That'd be fun to be on board trying to figure that out. Got somebody running up on you here. Yeah, hard chargers. Big sweeping turn number 11. Setting up for turn 12. Over there, turn between turns 1 and 2 of the oval. By the way, if you have a chance today and you're out and about, stop by the Hall of Fame Museum. Absolutely amazing place you need to check out. Located in the infield. They got a special display about the Rocket Rick Mears you need to check out. Highly recommend a tour at the Hall of Fame Museum.
15 laps complete, 20 laps to go in this second of 2 races this weekend for the Indy Light Series, presented by Cooper Tires as part of our GMR Grand Prix weekend here at the Speedway. David Malukas, the 19-year-old from Chicago, started on pole for this second race, led every lap. Yesterday, Malukas started in the 3rd position and moved up to 2nd and chased Linus Lundqvist for the entire distance of the race, just about. Just couldn't catch him. Today, he's trying to flip that switch and be the one that nobody else can catch after starting on pole in this one.
He's saying, today's my turn. And he's been strong. He hasn't really missed a wheel so far, other than at one point to turn 1, he had that heavy braking, remember? And since then, he's just been solid.
About the 2nd or 3rd lap of the race, but no ill effects shown at all. Good look at TOBY SOWERY's machine, the driver from Cambridge, England. The green and white car for Juncos Racing as he continues to stalk the leader. Moved up from 3rd starting spot, getting around Lundqvist in the opening lap, and has not quite been able to make any more ground to close that gap on the leader, Malukas.
You mentioned Juncos Racing. Boy, they've been an integral part of this series. So a big shout out to that team and all they've done and effort and finances they put into this.
Good eye for talent and developing that talent for Ricardo Juncos and his bunch. Of course, they're based just across the way, walking distance, if you will.
Over on Main Street.
Here they come down the infield straightaway. 3rd, 4th, 5th, all trying to chase down those front 2. Good onboard look for DEVLIN DEFRANCESCO as he goes into turn number 7. Young man from Miami, Florida, driving for Andretti Steinbrenner Autosport in his power tap machine in this Indy Light Series.
Robert McGinnis has made 5 passes on track today. He's been making a move, trying to hang in there in that 27. He's up to 7th, and he's made 5 passes. That's the most in the field. We've had a total of 21 passes in this race. Average speed, almost 113 miles an hour. Average speed is at 112.8. 18 laps to go.
All 13 starters still in the race. Everybody on the lead lap.
DeFrancesco's had one of those weekends where he's been in that 6 and 7 spot pretty much all weekend, hasn't he?
Yeah, and carrying that onboard camera, and every time we see it, his hands are busy. He's working hard.
Yeah. TOBY SOWERY in 2nd. Can he make a move down the stretch here? We will watch and see if he can pick up the pace just a little bit and close the gap on Malukas. By the way, Indianapolis Colts quarterback Carson Wentz will be here a little bit later on. Given the command, I think, today.
He will be, yes.
Pretty cool.
Grand Marshal for today's GMR Grand Prix. And
Mario Andretti will be here. Got to have, if Mario's here, we can't race, right?
That's right.
That's how it works.
Saw Mario down on the pit lane earlier just before the start of the morning warm-up for the IndyCar Series, and a young race fan was just behind the fence.
Yeah.
Mario stopped for
Of course he
a
did.
visit. A very young race fan, but great to see.
Doug Bowles will be here to have some special hellos to everybody, and Jamie McDaniel today will be in the fastest seat in sports. Mark Skidema will be here today from College Park Church. He'll be doing the invocation, Mark Skidema. We've got a special flyover coming your way today as well. Ryan Crone will be here giving a special command. He's a GMR paramedic, so big shout out to everybody from GMR who's here with us this weekend.
Just crossed the halfway mark of our race for the Indy Lights Series. 18 laps down, 17 to go as the field works across turn number 7. Front 3 separating themselves from 4th place, Kyle Kirkwood, just a little bit. And back, mentioned Robert McGinnis in the 27 car, looking at him trying to hold off Daniel Frost, who's been trying to regroup after losing a couple of positions earlier.
Watching some of the battles in the field. Rob hanging in there. Stingray Rob in 10th. He's got a battle going on with SERRAVALLE. He's just behind him by 0.5 of a second, but up front, the race leader has an 0.8 of a second lead now. Malukas moving along. SOWERY trying to keep pace. Peroni 3rd, Kirkwood 4th, Lundqvist 5th. Everybody just seems to be kind of settled in right now.
That lead
let's
just
wait.
holding steady, right?
Yeah. Hold steady. Wait till we get into those final laps and then go for it. We had some great passing going on late in that race we had yesterday at the Indy Lights. I can't wait for the GMR race today.
You look at the field, the qualifying times, and even the times from the morning warm-up, it is so tight.
Yeah.
That little things are going to make a big difference in today's race. That pit stop that takes a fraction of a second longer, or if you have that one moment where you miss a corner, they're going to be on you like wolves. You know, I mean,
Yep.
it's going to be a tough race for these drivers, and they are going to be working hard for everything they get.
The old eat or be eaten.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much.
Yeah. All right. Here comes the race leader in the Indy Lights, Malukas. Now 20 laps completed, 15 from the checkered. And his lead continues to stay right in that range of 8.9 of a second over SOWERY in the green and white car. Peroni hanging in there. He's 1 and 1.7 back. Kirkwood 3 seconds back.
Through that quick twitch of a corner, turn number 6, and off onto the straightaway.
I went out on this course with Mario on a golf cart, which was fast enough for me.
Yeah.
And he was kind of walking me, this is a couple of years ago, walking me through all these turns and the apex and where do you approach it. Man, you're just nonstop committed, you know. You have to be just laser focused the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, there is no moment to rest. The course has a flow to it.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
you know,
designed to have that flow after some of the classic European courses, of course, years ago when road racing and Formula One became a thing of interest here at the Speedway, and the IndyCar Series races on this course are really, really difficult. They're demanding.
Yeah, and it's brilliant how this is set up, using the main straightaway and going counterclockwise. Just a lot of thought going into this incredible event. 10th year we've had this event. 1 second is the lead now for big man David Malukas. He is showing the field how to do it right now. He's 14 laps away from the victory podium.
Malukas in his 2nd season of contesting this Indy Lights Championship. 2019, the last season that the series ran, he finished 6th in the championship overall, had a couple of podiums, but with no Indy Lights racing last year, he ran the Formula Regional Americas Championship by Honda.
Wow.
Scored a couple of wins, finished second in that championship, and now back again for his sophomore campaign of Indy Lights as he looks to find a way to climb that last step on the ladder.
Well, just like you mentioned, running last year, finding a way to get some work in, you know, to stay in the groove, keep getting those reps. There's the 5. Peroni.
Kind of feel like the story of last year for all of us was finding ways to keep,
I know.
keep finding ways to keep doing things.
Yeah. That's what we were talking about being back here. It's just, you know, having a chance to get back in your skin and enjoy things we've all enjoyed and just be together once again. I think that's the best part, too, is just seeing everybody out and about and having conversations and realize we're all in this thing together. So keep wearing those masks today and practice that social distancing. The Marion County Health Department asking us to remind you of that as often as possible. 0.8 of a second still the lead. 13 to go.
Look at the 28 car of Kyle Kirkwood, 4th place running driver at the moment. 22-year-old from Jupiter, Florida. Driving for Andretti Autosport, was the Indy Pro 2000 champion in 2019 and went on just a hot tear at the end of the season to get that title. Won 9 of the final 11 races that season.
That's dominating.
Got him a scholarship, but then, of course, had to defer using that scholarship with no racing last year. So he is on that scholarship this year in the Indy Lights Series.
Taking full advantage of it. That's pretty fun to see. Love to see the stars coming, the new stars coming up through the feeder program. It works so well.
Had a win and a runner-up finish in the 2 races down on the streets of St. Petersburg back in April. What a great weekend that was.
Oh, man. Did you go down?
I did.
Yeah, that's just an amazing event.
Actually, from where I live, I went up. So
yeah.
sounds weird to say, but
it was
yes.
a quick drive, right?
That wasn't far.
Yeah, that's a huge event. So fun. Long Beach will be on the schedule at the end of the year. That's going to be great. I'm going to have to get on that assignment. Malukas, SOWERY, PERONI, Kirkwood, and Lundquist, 5th. That's the top 5. That's how they go with 12 laps remaining.
Top 4 bunched within 3 seconds, but all with about 0.8 of a second between them. Each of the cars, nobody able to make up much ground at this point, but still plenty of time to go. They're coming to 11 to go as they come back toward the main straightaway in the Yard of Bricks this time.
Some good-looking machines. There's the 28. Kirkwood coming off onto the main straightaway. 11 to go. Still just about the same time for all 4. 2.8 seconds separating the top 4. And then you got a little gap. Lundquist is 8 seconds back.
And you look at the lap times on the front 4, and all within 0.1 or 2 of a second of each other, lap after lap.
Yeah, look at that.
Very steady, very consistent, all of them.
Just kind of waiting for the other guy to make a mistake, you know, or find a moment where you can get in there and draft up and try to get in the slipstream and make a pass. Still time to go. Next time by, we'll be at 10 to go. 10 to go at the line. What a beautiful shot right there. That's coming out of turn 11. Every time I see those suites, I think of Tony Stewart pulling up there, celebrating his first Brickyard win, and big party going on with his family right there.
Yeah. Very memorable day.
Yeah.
Here come your front 4 down toward turn number 1, down the main straightaway, separating themselves now from 5th place by a pretty good gap.
And say it, Alan, 10 to go.
Yes, sir.
Can anybody reel him in? Malukas dominating this race so far. He's led the first 25 laps, 10 to go. SOWERY 2nd, PERONI 3rd, Kirkwood 4th, Lundquist 5th. Time running out to make a move. 10 laps to go.
And one of the other things about this course, since it was designed and built, and we don't see a lot of yellow flags on this course in racing. Well, if you get through turn 1, the first
Yeah,
couple of corners
right.
at the start of the race, usually it settles out, and that's something else that when you look ahead to today's GMR Grand Prix that the strategists have to take into account is you're not likely to get much help from the yellow flag once you get through the very early part of the race.
So you want to be clean through turn number 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're right. It's all about those pit stops. It's going to come down to pit stop, tire selection, and just being oh so cautious about, you know, those moves and making sure you hit every mark you can. There comes the race leader again. 9 to go. 0.8 of a second, about the same.
David Malukas down to turn 1 under braking. Driver of the HMD Motorsports machine, who's looking to spread his gap a little bit from what he started the race with to what he is in position to finish with in the championship for the Indy Lights Series as they look on to getting into the heart of the summer schedule.
On the road. Speaking of on the road, I was talking to Takuma Sato. He said he bought a new bus and he drove it across country just because he wanted to have some time to himself. Isn't that funny? So he drove a big 40-footer by himself, and that would be hilarious to see him on the road.
Actually, I can think that after a COVID year, there's a lot of people probably listening to you say that are nodding their heads saying, yeah, I can relate.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah. Jump in and go. Turn 12 and 13 for the race leader. 0.8 of a second was the lead last time by, riding with DeFrancesco, who's in 6th. Here comes Malukas. 8 laps remaining for that machine. Number 79, the black car in turn 1. And SOWERY's within 0.7 of a second. Closed him a little bit. SOWERY in second place, 0.7 of a second. The green and white car just off pace of the race leader.
After today's checkered flag, this Indy Lights Series will look ahead to Belle for a couple of races on the card with the NTT IndyCar Series that weekend in the Motor City of Detroit. And
Right back on the road.
Road America and Mid-Ohio and on to the oval track in St. Louis to wrap things up.
SOWERY is closing the gap a little bit. Let's keep it on that number 5 car, or 51 car, the green and white. He's in second. And closing the gap, it appears, on Malukas, the race leader, with next time by 7 laps to go. So maybe he's got a shot here.
Been saving the tires, been just running a steady. I mean, you don't know. This is the great mystery, right? The only guy that knows what's going on is the guy inside that helmet.
That's exactly right. Let's see this time by. Well, went back to 0.7 of a second. I think what you said earlier, that in the corners, he can make up some time a little bit, and then Malukas has just got the power here. I don't know. We'll see. 7 to go. So how late do you wait if you do, in fact, have a move, right?
Oh, he's not waiting. He's throwing all he has at him right now,
Yeah.
I guarantee. Because before you can think about trying to pass him, you got to catch him.
Yes.
Get close enough.
You got to close that gap before you can make a move.
Got to get into where that draft will kick in and let you get right up on the back.
Yeah, he seems to be doing a good job through the squigglies through the turns there in 7, 8, 9. And Malukas just kind of flexes his muscle coming out of there. So let's see what happens this time by. 28 laps completed. Average speed still over 113 miles an hour, so they picked it up. We were at 112, so 113 miles an hour is the average speed. We've had 1 race leader and 21 total passes.
To the yard of bricks they go. 6 laps left in this race for the Indy Lights Series. They're second of 2 on the weekend, and again down that front straightaway. Malukas able to stretch the gap out just a little bit, and now they get to the corners and see if SOWERY can close in.
That's kind of been the game. Here's DeFrancesco trying to make a move. That's Lundqvist up in front of him in 5th.
Lundqvist, the second-place driver in the championship, and yesterday's winner, looking to minimize the damage with Malukas leading this event and in position to possibly win it.
Turn 7. Pretty solid run. Meanwhile, the 79 continues to stretch it out. The race leader is already in turn 12.
It's always fun to be able to watch the drivers at work inside the
I
car.
know. It's kind of mesmerizing, isn't it? Just to see how much work they put into this. Five laps remaining for the leader, who's already crossed the yard of bricks, and he's already headed at turn number 1.
Gave up a big chunk of his lead on that last circuit around.
Yeah.
0.3 of a second of his advantage went away. It's down to just a half a second.
Love it. Let's see what happens. We like the challenge. Peroni just a solid 3rd. Kirkwood 4th. 2.2 seconds separating the top 4.
TOBY SOWERY in the green and white 51, trying to find a way to get close enough to David Malukas in the 79. And now 3rd place, Alex Peroni making up a little bit of ground on that last lap as well.
And we've just been clean all way. No yellows whatsoever. Let's try to finish strong here with 4 laps to go at the line. Yeah, like it's the same routine each and every time. He reels them in a little bit on the turns, and then Malukas stretches it out. Last time by 0.5 of a second lead, trying to stretch it out as we come down to the final few laps. 4 to go for Malukas. Yep, up to 0.6 of a second. Got a little bit of it back.
You're just watching that 51 car of TOBY SOWERY and thinking, you know, he's got to find a way to stay a little bit closer through the twisty stuff.
Yeah.
To have a shot on those straightaways to get close enough for the slipstream to really kick in.
Trying to pick up ground, pedaling fast down that backstretch, Hallman Boulevard. Turn 7, still single file they go. Most of the field now single file, settled in. DeFrancesco in that bright yellow car still 6th, McGinnis 7th, Frost 8th. Stingray Robb is now 10th. Serravalle 11th, Bogle 12th.
Well, here is pressure time for David Malukas. He's led every lap so far of the race after starting on the pole, but now he's down to the final 3 circuits. He's being pressured by 2nd place.
Yep, 3 to go. And it's under 0.6 of a second. Maybe he's got a shot here. Peroni 1.2 seconds back.
Through turn number 7, now turn 8 for the leaders.
Just smooth. Each and every time he's got the same line. Pretty impressive for the 19-year-old. Again, the guy up front, 19 years of age, winning at Indy, coming down to the final couple of laps. He's in turn 11 of the 14-turn course, 2.4 miles.
I don't know what you were doing at 19 years old, but I wasn't racing at Indy.
Just was thinking about that. I think I was parking cars out on 16th Street is what I was doing. That's about all I could handle.
Here they are, 2 laps to go in the race.
And the lead is about the same, 0.5 of a second. 2 to go. Let's see what happens. Well, he's Kind of got out of line there for a minute. SOWERY did, like he may try to have some power on it, but nope, not going to happen. David Malukas is in control.
Just trying to show him a little flash of color in the mirror, get him thinking a little bit.
Less than 5 miles to go to victory. Yeah, does he have anything left? That's the key. Got me to that crucial turn 7.
Again, little flash of color in the mirror. Let you know I'm closing, I'm here. Can't see.
It appears he's closing a little bit here, but when they get back to the oval, he keeps the main straightaway. He seems to stretch it out again.
Can't see what who's doing what with the push to pass and who's got what left. But if you've got it left, now's the time to use it because you're coming to the white flag here.
Let's go. All right, fans, here we go. In turn 12 and 13. Gonna bring him to the white flag. Great showmanship going on. Malukas leading the way. Here he comes off of turn 14, and the white flag waves for David Malukas. 2.4 miles to go for the title. And here's SOWERY looking to the outside as they get to turn number 1. Side by side they are. Malukas holds on. SOWERY goes down on the grass. Wow, he had a run on him. He had a great run there.
Got a couple of corners left and one more straightaway to try and regroup, but that's a big gap that he worked for a long time to make up that he's got to earn back again.
He worked and worked to close that gap, and here he is going down the backstretch. This is going to be in turn number 7. Another chance to make a move. Looks to the outside. Tucked underneath him. Now he's going to go look the inside on that right-hander. Nope, not going to happen. Malukas going strong, trying to keep that car wide as he can, playing it clean.
Last chance under braking as they come to turn number 12 for SOWERY to try and get to the inside. He'll look not quite close enough. So can he be close enough to try and get in the draft quickly as they come off the final corner?
This is so fun. The battle for the title. He's looking to the inside. SOWERY. Malukas says, no, it's my position. Here he is coming off of 13 to turn 14. Onto the main straightaway. It's going to come down to this final few feet. Oh, so close, but David Malukas holds on. What a finish in the Indy Lights Grand Prix. David Malukas, the 19-year-old, wow, holds off SOWERY by 0.02 of a second. I'm talking a couple of feet there. Wow.
It was an exciting last couple of laps for sure. David Malukas had led every lap from the start. That challenge in turn 1 when SOWERY got to the inside of turn 1, and Malukas used up all the racetrack, and SOWERY had a choice of going in the grass or making contact. He chose to save it and try again, and Malukas was able to do just enough to hang on to the checkered flag.
Here's your replay. 0.02 of a second separating first and second. Here they come. SOWERY going to the outside, trying to make the move. Malukas powers his way and holds on. Oh, so close. What a fantastic finish. David Malukas, again, 19 years of age, headed to the victory podium. There's a beautiful replay right there for you. PERONI is going to be on the podium 3rd, Kirkwood 4th, Lundqvist 5th, DEFRANCESCO 6th. What a finish. Amazing, yep.
19-year-old David Malukas of Chicago will extend his championship lead in the Indy Lights Series with a victory at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, barely holding off TOBY SOWERY by, what, 3 feet or so?
Yeah.
Alex PERONI on the podium. Kyle Kirkwood will finish 4th, and Linus Lundqvist, who was 2 points behind Malukas starting the day, finishes 5th. He now finds himself 11 points back in the championship as the Indy Lights Series heads to Belle in a couple of weeks' time.
Well, we're going to go up to the victory podium with Rob Howden in a couple of minutes here, but that was fun racing. We've got one more coming at you. The GMR Grand Prix is coming up in just a little bit, but first we're going to celebrate with these drivers and what fun it is to watch these youngsters get to experience the fun of winning at Indy. Here's the replay. About 3 feet.
I tell you, I was very impressed with how SOWERY regrouped to get a couple of more bids on that last lap after getting shut off in turn 1. Almost got there, but just needed another what, 100 feet?
Yeah. Yeah, he did a great job regrouping, as you mentioned there. In turn one, he looked like he had the pass, got off in the grass. Was like, oh, well, he's finished. Nope, he came charging back. So good work by TOBY SOWERY. Way to go, kid. That was a heck of a race. Heck of a race. By the way, Armed Forces Day here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We just want to give a salute and shout out to all the military folks here with us today on Armed Forces Day. David Malukas. Yesterday, he was the guy stalking the leader, and today he was the man dominating. He led all 35 laps and holding off that last second challenge. David Malukas climbing out of the car. Give this young man a cheer.
It was just a matter of 0.02 of a second between David Malukas' win and second place. He always gets out on the other side of the car. I have to remember this because he thinks it's bad luck to get out on the right side of the car. David, did you know that you got that win?
No, I didn't. That was so tight. Oh, man. Oh, hold on. Gotta make a mess. Man, talk about stressful. We come from St. Pete. I'm like, it can't get more stressful than that. And then we come here, and TOBY, my brother from their team, and oh, man, makes it even more stressful. I was in the straights on that last lap. I knew he had pushed the pass waiting. And when 2 laps came, I saw him just coming in. And I was like, going from side to side, like, please don't get my toe, please don't get my toe. Oh, man, I was trying everything I could at the end there. On like lap 2, I went to 1. I don't know if they showed it, but I had a huge lockup on the front right. And the Coopers, you know, as good as they are, I don't think any tire can last when you lock up that bad. So the whole time I was just looking at the mirrors. I'm like, is he there? I can't see him. So, I mean, man, I almost started crying at the end there. I couldn't believe we got it. But no, thank you to the team. Thank you, everybody. That was incredible.
Congratulations to you, David, but also I want to hear from TOBY SOWERY. So close to a win here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Could you have done anything more to pass David Malukas?
Probably spared one less push to pass. I had one left in the bag, so, you know, we probably could use that at some point, but it was strategic. You know, we didn't have the pace just to go ahead of him and drive off, so it was playing the waiting game. But yeah, we had a good race. Yeah, I haven't seen this myself, but for me, it was kind of nearly done, but then he just squeezed me out, which is fair. You know, it was clean, it was respectable. We go back a long way as teammates, so I hate to see it end up this way, but, you know, he's done a good job. He's had a good car under him all weekend, and he drove a flawless race, so well done to him.
Thanks for the show, TOBY.
No worries, cheers.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. How about a round of applause for all these drivers, especially the 2 up front. That was really fun. And how about that natural reaction from David Malukas, the 19-year-old, and just the sheer joy of winning.
And 2 guys, friends, obviously, former teammates, racing hard, both out of the car, both happy, both overjoyed at what they were able to accomplish today. And for Malukas, I mean, the reaction of what it means to win here, plainly evident.
Yeah, you can just feel the pure joy coming from that young man, and that's what we love to see, and not holding back and just celebrating the moment. And he talked about flat spotting that tire, too, and how the car, he was just in there, kind of vibrating along, you know?
Yep.
And you don't think about what that would be like in that car.
Well, he did a great job, and as a result, he's going to be on the top step of the podium in a few minutes here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, celebrating a victory. That would be his 3rd victory of the season in 6 rounds, and the championship lead leaving here for the young 19-year-old from Chicago, David Malukas.
Hey, your Uncle Cooper here. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Goldie, my niece, your cousin. And Goldie didn't know which tires were right for her. The first ones were too much tire, and then the next ones were not enough tire. Anyway, long story short, Goldie found the Coopers, and they were just right. What a happy, practical ending. Go to sleep. I love you. Go with the Coopers. Cooper!
karting and motorsport enthusiasts. Lucas Oil School of Racing is America's #1 Formula Car race school. Enjoy modern paddle shifters, pit speed limiter, and onboard video along with integrated data systems. Get started today with our 2-day basic or advanced course. Lucas Oil School of Racing is the official school of the road to Indy. We can also qualify you for your SCCA license. Get started today by visiting us at www.lucasraceschool.com.
Thank you so much, Alan, and what a crazy finish it was. 28 thousandths of a second at the line. The guys behind the podium here high-fiving each other, laughing about the event itself. Just a crazy race, but awesome racing again in the Indy Lights Grand Prix of Indianapolis presented by Cooper Tires. Let's cap off the Road to Indy component to this GMR Grand Prix weekend by bringing out the top 3 drivers. Finishing in 3rd position, his first Road to Indy podium from Australia for Carlin Racing. Put your hands together for Alex PERONI. Great job for Alex coming home P3. 4 different teams in the top 4 as well coming across the line. This guy made it exciting. Saved a bunch of push to pass to the end. Got alongside, almost got alongside in turn number 7, but it was a side-by-side run to the yard of bricks, finishing in 2nd from England. For Hookos Racing, a round of applause for TOBY SOWERY. Great job for TOBY there. We've got ourselves a championship battle. There's no doubt about it, folks. Everybody in the fight. This young driver from America, as I said to him in an interview, was in a big wreck here in the Freedom 100 2 years ago, but he comes back here and will erase that memory. He's now a winner at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The American, they call him Captain America. Give it up for David Malukas. Another win for Malukas. He and TOBY SOWERY, teammates just a couple of years ago with BN Racing. They'll get those trophies up in the air. Thank you, gentlemen. And again, our final time here at Tatis Victory Lane. 8 races in this entire Road to Indy schedule for this weekend. 3 in USF 2000, triple header in Indy Pro, and the double header here in Indy Lights. These are the drivers you're going to see in the NTT IndyCar Series in the next couple of years. One of them, our champion, is going to be in at least 3 races next year. $3.1 million, the scholarship number that we hand out throughout the end of the season for the scholarship driver for USF 2000, allowing him to go to Indy Pro. The Indy Pro driver able to go to Indy Lights, and of course, $1.25 million going to the Indy Lights champion. All 3 of the top 3 in Indy Lights getting IndyCar tests as well, but the scholarship will put our champion in 3 races, including the Indianapolis 500. Always a treat for our drivers to be here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, getting a chance to cross the hallowed yard of bricks. Tremendous facility, and obviously a fantastic racetrack as well. one of the best we get, the most racy we have on the Road to Indy schedule. Working our way through the hats right now, dialing things in. Champagne's gonna fly, they're going after Malukas. Oh yeah, David Malukas taking the brunt of that one. SOWERY, get it to, there it is, folks, the sip, the taste of victory. Once again, one more round of applause. Top three in Indy Lights, Alex PERONI from Australia, TOBY SOWERY from England, and the American, David Malukas.
TopCon.
Great.
We know a thing or two about a smooth surface. Roads and highways, piece of cake. Airports, let's just say it'll be the smoothest landing you've ever had. But what about when you want to go fast? Real fast? No, faster. We've helped cars go faster than they've ever gone before. Broken a few lap records along the way. Want the best paving performance? Go to the source. TopCon, always one step ahead.
Hey, your Uncle Cooper here. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Goldie, my niece, your cousin, and Goldie didn't know which tires were right for her. The first ones were too much tire, and then the next ones were not enough tire. Anyway, long story short, Goldie found the Coopers, and they were just right. What a happy, practical ending. Go to sleep. I love you. Go with the Coopers. Cooper!
Yeah. Do it again. Really?
Karting and motorsport enthusiasts, Lucas Oil School of Racing is America's #1 Formula Car race school. Enjoy modern paddle shifters, pit speed limiter, and onboard video along with integrated data systems. Get started today with our 2-day basic or advanced course. Lucas Oil School of Racing is the official school of the Road to Indy. We can also qualify you for your SCCA license. Get started today by visiting us at www.lucasraceschool.com.
With over 40 years in business, High Tide Boat Lifts is committed to elevating your craft. Whether you own a personal watercraft or a large yacht, we can design and create the perfect lift for your needs. At High Tide Boat Lifts, we understand that you've worked hard to get to a successful place in life. We'll ensure you have a hassle-free experience, maximizing the time you spend on your boat with family and friends, and supporting your dreams out on the open water.
TopCon. We know a thing or two about a smooth surface. Roads and highways, piece of cake. Airports, let's just say it'll be the smoothest landing you've ever had. But what about when you want to go fast? Real fast? No, faster. We've helped cars go faster than they've ever gone before. Broken a few lap records along the way. Want the best paving performance? Go to the source. TOBCON, always one step ahead.
Hey, your Uncle Cooper here. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Goldie, my niece, your cousin, and Goldie didn't know which tires were right for her. The first ones were too much tire, and then the next ones were not enough tire. Anyway, long story short, Goldie found the Coopers, and they were just right. What a happy, practical ending. Go to sleep. I love you. Go with the Coopers. Cooper!
Karting and motorsport enthusiasts, Lucas Oil School of Racing is America's #1 Formula Car race school. Enjoy modern paddle shifters, pit speed limiter, and onboard video along with integrated data systems. Get started today with our 2-day basic or advanced course. Lucas Oil School of Racing is the official school of the Road to Indy. We can also qualify you for your SCCA license. Get started today by visiting us at www.lucasraceschool.com.
With over 40 years in business, High Tide Boat Lifts is committed to elevating your craft. Whether you own a personal watercraft or a large yacht, we can design and create the perfect lift for your needs. At High Tide Boat Lifts, we understand that you've worked hard to get to a successful place in life. We'll ensure you have a hassle-free experience, maximizing the time you spend on your boat with family and friends, and supporting your dreams out on the open water.
Yeah.
just keep talking. So. Hello.